Okay, we'll turn our attention to the LBW that was initially given out by Maria Erasmus, was reviewed by Dean Elgar, and then Hawkeye showed us that the ball was going over the top of the stumps. This is what's led to some controversy, certainly when it hits him, and it looks absolutely dead, and you say to yourself, well, it's a surprise that he reviewed it, and it's only really when you have a side-on view, but the Hawkeye's pretty clear, particularly as Dean Elgar starts to walk off. He obviously thought it was pretty clear as well, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously thought he was in with a chance of it maybe going over the top. I think India were very, very disappointed that Hawkeye shows that it's going over the top. It actually looks like it's missing quite comfortably in the end. And they couldn't believe it. I think they thought they had their second. The emotion of the game, they need to get the big glue, as Sonny talks about. They wanted that wicket. It was desperate to get that wicket. They felt like they had done the job. And in the initial replays, when they saw it, they would have thought, yes, that's out, good, we've got our man. So the disappointment to try and deal with was hard. I think the emotion overflows after that, because they know that they haven't got their wicket and they have to deal with that disappointment. It pitches, it bounces. He gets a good stride, and that's what you have to do. It hits him just below the roll. Often over the top of the roll is the one you're worried about, and you don't go upstairs because that's invariably going over the top. But with that stride, it was going to be close. Did you think it was going to go over the top? Maria Erasmus certainly didn't. Even his reaction afterwards suggests he didn't. But Hawkeye is obviously something you rely on for our decision making. It's an independent body.
Yes, it's important to make that point, isn't it?
They get out and they do their level best with everything that they've got. They've got their own cameras. They're involved in every decision that gets made. So I can understand the disappointment because you want that wicket. But maybe they've just gone over the top a little bit.
What did you make of that?
Well, because it hit him on the knee roll, I thought that, and he's not a very tall man. If it had hit the knee roll of Jansen, then you could argue that the ball would have gone over the top of the stumps. Yes, the Hawkeye suggested that the ball was going to go over the top of the stumps. I thought that at best it would be, if it was not hitting the top of the middle stump, that it would be clipping it, which would mean that it would be the umpire's call, and the umpire's call would have been upheld. That is what I thought. Yes, it was forward, but again, like I said, it hit him on the knee roll, and when you went on the knee roll for somebody who's not very tall, I think 9 times out of 10, or shall I say,
even with a big stride,
even on South African pitches, the ball would hit the stumps.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think the thing for us is, we look at it and we go in gut feel. Is it out? Does it look like it's in front from side on? Does he got a big enough stride? That's all up to our opinions. At the end of the day, what they use there as Hawkeyes, they track. It's scientific, they've got each little point that they plot, and that's how they work out where it goes. That's a lot more scientific than any of us, and we rely on it for them to make any decisions, and that's what they've done.
And historically, of course, the Hawkeyes troubled us a bit more when it's a question of height than when it's whether or not it's hitting the stumps, the side of the stumps. Line and stuff tends to be okay. Height, sometimes we go, oh, that doesn't, We were surprised by one, I think, Mayank Agarwal in the first test was given out. Was it Mayank Agarwal was given out? And we all looked at that and thought, is that out? So we do get those, and they confuse us as much as anybody else, and it is worth pointing out that Hawkeye is an independent body.